Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. So yeah, today we are talking a little bit more about the missiles. Of course, if you remember, if you are just following the channel, you would know that they actually changed some minor things in the IR missiles that it doesn't completely break the game or fix the game or anything like that. It's not completely something out of the ordinary, you know, but you indeed kind of feel the difference in some of the missiles. So we are testing out a little bit of them here, the AIM9J and the R60s a little bit, and also the R13M1. And just to talk a little bit about it, ignore my abilities in these matches because I was really pushing the envelopes of the missiles, okay guys? I was really trying to just take a look on what a flare would look like with a missile like this. And yeah, it doesn't feel a lot different. Missiles like this, I mean, what was that missile doing? But missiles like the AIM9J, they were buffed. So some of the missiles were buffed, some of the missiles were nerfed. He actually got like a larger maximum, higher maximum speed. Also, the autopilot, it was improved a little bit, I think. I'm not sure about that. And also, it is, the seeker changed. But all the missiles, all the IR missiles were changed in that sense. So they are a little bit more flareable, a little bit, but they tend to just kind of lock a little bit better as well from longer ranges in all aspect kind of situations. You will notice that aircraft like the missiles like the AIM-9, they got 1 kilometer of basically after burning all aspect range right now. This is considered an all aspect? No, it's not. It's even kind of a lesson for people that kind of tend to just understand all aspect as a, how do I say this, like a just a rule, and it is not like that. It is kind of a spectrum. It is not like a missile. It is all aspect and it is not all aspect. Of course, classifications exists, but a sensor can detect a target or not depending on many factors, and it is kind of a spectrum. Some missiles will, basically every IR missile in a certain situation can actually lock from a frontal aspect. The thing is, you need to get close to the target, man. These older missiles can be even 500 meters, and some of them 1 kilometer. So it is very limited. So it is not something that you can actually do every time, you know. We won't be feeling that on a head-on, okay? You will feel that, though, in certain situations in a side aspect side of things. So if you're shooting on targets that are kind of flying perpendicular to you or something like that, the missile should lock a little bit better. Another thing that you have to consider, they mainly change it after burning kind of detections, okay guys? So don't expect these missiles to just work well against military power aircraft, in the sense of not using afterburner. As you see here, I'm really pushing these missiles, man. I'm not like saving. I would not fire these missiles. I was just curious to see how many flares these R60s needed and the R13 needed to actually go for it. And as you saw, 1 flare is plenty. So this is the R60M, and it's just very easy to avoid. But to be honest, every single missile in that sense, it is nerfed. Every missile that I tested, it is a lot easier to just avoid. I have an idea what does that mean, probably, but I will make a proper video on it. But I do think something is coming up that it is big for War Thunder due to this. It might be completely wrong, but you will see tomorrow. Because I already posted 4 videos. I plan to do 3 or 4 tomorrow, maybe, if I have the time. So yeah, of course, remember that as well. But yeah, all the missiles are very, look at that. I mean, especially missiles like the R60M, which just they turn like no other missile in the game. They change direction like no other missile in the game. You will feel like the AIM9L has one of the best seekers in the game in the sense of range, on that sense. I mean, of course, the R27T, the R24T, they have bigger ranges, of course. That's just, yeah, it's a bigger missile, right? Bigger sensor, it's easier to detect. But you will feel like the AIM9L got not only the nerf of being basically detecting more flares like the other missiles got, like the R60, like the other missiles, but also it got a kind of a sluggish kind of situation with the track rate. I don't know exactly what it is, but it does feel like it is a very sluggish missile right now compared to others like the MatAWG, like the R60M. So it is pretty funny how it is right now. Missiles like the other ones, you won't feel that much. The R60 especially, it is this kind of the same. Used to be a little bit better on the sense of trying to do something about it, flares, you know, trying to ignore, but it's just going a little bit more. But it was already bad, right? So it doesn't matter too much. Here we have another kind of a weird bug that I was just not able to lock a target in using the normal radar. So what? I just don't understand what was happening there. But missiles like the AIM9L that were a little bit better in that sense, you will feel a lot more, okay? The MatAWG 2, you will feel a lot more. The PL5, the AIM9L, missiles like that, you will feel a lot more of the nerf. Doesn't mean that the other missiles are not nerfed, okay? Every missile in the game got this buff slash nerf, okay? Every missile basically in the game got, I think, got the increased in range of detection, so it is easier to detect after burning targets. But it is looking a lot more to flares. It is sensible just to seeing flares a lot more than it was before, right? So be aware of that. And the AIM9J, it is the only missile that I think got a real buff beyond that one that I told you guys. Because of the speed, the way that everything is flying, it just turns a little bit better. It feels a lot better than it was before. So the AIM9J, I would say that it's the only missile that you can feel that it feels a little bit better. The other ones just feel a lot worse against flares, obviously. The AIM9L also got a larger FOV, so it's eating flares like an R60 almost. So I don't know. I have an idea about it. I will make a proper video talking a little bit about it. But especially the AIM9J, go out there and test it out. See these kind of side aspect shots. You can do them more now with these missiles. So it is a little bit easier, but if the target knows that you're there and fire a flare, you are kind of done. The missile will miss. So yeah, kind of a weird change. Let's just wait and see what they do, if they are going to even increase that sensitivity or not, or if they're going to go back to everything. They just changed it and didn't say anything about for anybody, so it's kind of weird, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye guys, see you.